the former library, which is now the Western Heritage Center.
But then the big thing was open about 9.
They help one another, and if they knew of anybody and they're in need of anything, they did all they could to help. It was great. I think that's one thing that made the rest of us, the people putting in their picture. And we had Jill, kept our milk ice cold, and our butter and stuff like that, our cream. And we put
Nice little high chair. Slightly weird cars. I don't know what. Can't figure out how the doors open. Lots of trains in the middle of the United States. Heading west. And apparently we're coming to some mountains.
Robert, who was a murderer, had started to ask questions of her own about her family history.
Number 3.
Very exciting. Yeah. She just
And here is the sheep wagon that we came from Massachusetts to see over at Dave Ingles' shop, and he moved it out a couple days before we arrived. But it was down the road 30 miles or something, 45 miles, something. Anyway, not far. On our way, so we got to stop at this museum and see it in place. And everybody needs a caboose. I had never been in a caboose until, I don't know, earlier this week or something. And now I've been in 2. Take a nap. Do your paperwork. Use the bathroom. Sit upstairs. A chair facing either direction if you want to see where you're coming or going. A couple lockers.
A stove, I guess.
Yep, stove.
Can heat water.
A little kitchen. A dinette. And another bed. Everything you could want. Look. This is what we need for the Ellsworth Hilton. An outhouse with a 2-holer so multiple people can use it at the same time. And last but not least on our tour, a schoolhouse. Does it say where it's from? Obviously some local town. The little schoolhouse. Okay, students, pay attention. Somebody go fetch some wood for the stove. T.T. Brown School. Well, I'm kind of glad they brought the sheep wagon here because we get to see the place.
Yeah.
And yet another train full of tanker cars. Apparently we're following both the railroad tracks and the Yellowstone River. We're getting closer and closer, but the snow is not melting. The mountains aren't that much higher than where we are. We're at 4,700 feet. It's still warm down here. Yellowstone River. Day 19, back across the Yellowstone River. This is the watering system, a central hub, and all these segments, and each segment has an individual controller that basically keeps the next segment in line with the one before it. So as the first segment rotates, everything else follows. This one starts up against the fence, so it does a semicircular sweep. Since these things are all independent, I wonder what limits how long they can be. I wish I had counted how many segments this had. Yet another early schoolhouse. Yeah, they have some of the tools, but I'm not sure they'd know how to build a wheel. And yet another caboose. You can tell they're railroad centered out here. So I'm inside my third caboose. This one looks to be older. Doesn't have seats up there, but it has benches on the bunk so you can sit up and look out. One desk and a stove. and a supply of water. Here's the bathroom. I found the bathroom. It's on the other side. Storage closet. A bed, a kitchen, a desk, some water, a bathroom. What more do you need? The good news about the mountains around Bozeman don't have any snow on top. So since I didn't shoot a lot of video today because we walked around downtown Bozeman most of the day, I figured I'd at least take a little view from the campground of the surrounding scenery and mountains. Three Forks. They have things that we don't have. The Headquarters Heritage Museum. If you ever wondered how many kinds of barbed wire there were over the years, you probably underestimated it. Quite significantly. Even more significantly than you might imagine. This is a sewing machine. Doesn't look like one.
It says you cranked it.
Hmm?
Looks like you cranked it. It doesn't have a treadle.
Crank it, but it also has a belt drive. And here's a treadle, heavy-duty leather sewing machine to make your harnesses and things. Yet another. One phonograph. And over here we have apparently an earlier one, because this is the kind that plays the cylinders. And this one's more like quote unquote modern, like the one we have actually somewhere. The main street of Three Forks, Montana. On a Saturday morning, not particularly busy. Chain gutters. Well, it's actually chain downspouts.
Yeah.
The water from the gutter, I guess it's supposed to follow the chain down and into the hole in the ground. The caboose. This one's not open, there's nothing inside it. They're raising money to fix it up. But this must be an older one because it doesn't have a cupola up on the top kind of thing where you can get up and see forward and back, but it does have bump outs on both sides. So you've got a window you can look forward. The headwaters of the Missouri River. On the left we have the Madison River. And straight ahead we have the Jefferson River, and they come together. And this is the beginning of the Missouri River. And then about 1 mile downstream, the Gallatin River, the third river, which joins in. And that's why it's called Three Forks. Montana's idea of a 70-mile-an-hour road. Montana. Well, this area is kind of in between the prairies and the mountains. And the little hills here do have trees. Dubuque Wildlife and Bird Sanctuary. I just kind of hope that the birds don't have to try to chirp above the sound of the vehicles going by on the highway. or they're never going to be able to hear each other. Never let it be said we did not see any wildlife.